ti dirò la verità. Sì, io sarò come tu vuoi.
Hey, welcome back, Roma Club Philadelphia. I'm Gigio.
I'm exhausted.
I'm super exhausted. We're here. It's the end of the season. My God, I don't know how we got here, but we did it from super lows, losing at Venezia, to nice highs, winning semifinals against Leicester at home.
It's been up and down like most seasons, but these are really montagne russa this year, a roller coaster. And I think it started before the season even started with us bringing Mourinho in.
Oh, yeah.
So you start off with 6 wins.
It's an emotional roller coaster. It really is. It was. Oh,
and then emotional roller coaster.
It's not
now
done.
we have
No,
it's just getting started.
Now
actually,
we're going through the screw part of the roller coaster. So Roma played Venezia this past week, and Venezia decided to show up again, or maybe our offense didn't. But we tied 1-1 with 46 shots, 20 corners. Shumarov had a nice goal,
really
but
nice
it wasn't enough. But we had some rotation. 4 players switched up in the starting lineup. What do you think?
It was a partita stregata, a cursed game.
Yeah.
Despite hitting the woodwork 4 times, 46 shots, 20 some corners.
Pellegrini hit the post
He hit twice just on his own.
Yeah.
There's no excuse not beating Venezia.
However, he did save the game as well. Right? I mean, he showed what it takes to be a captain.
That's what you want.
And to give a lot of heart on the pitch. So
but as we were saying earlier, we had 3 match points against Fiorentina, Bologna, and then Venezia, and we shit the bed all 3 times, and now we're in this unenviable position of having a huge game tomorrow, and then a little game on Wednesday.
Well, Roma holds their destiny in their hands.
That's what's most important.
Really, it's like you have to win Friday or you have to win Wednesday to keep a Europa spot.
Yeah.
Right? If that's what they want.
If we win Friday, and I don't even want to think about losing Wednesday, we'd have to do the preliminaries to get into Europa League. If we tie, win, or lose Friday, but win on Wednesday, we have our spot guaranteed.
So in the Venezia game, we saw Spinazzola get his first 45 minutes of the year.
He looked really good.
He looked really good, right?
Very positive. I didn't see any hesitation in him. He was showed us a little bit of what he had. Obviously, I don't think he has 90 minutes in him, but just having him.
Would you start him on Wednesday or sub him in?
I'd start him because
him?
I think Zaleski brings more off the bench.
Okay.
So that's my reasoning, and I think it also puts a lot of responsibility on Spina's shoulders. And he shows he can shoulder that responsibility.
I actually go to the opposite. I think Zalewski should start because I think he right now is more in tune with the offense, is more potential for a goal, and then bring Spinazzola in to hold down the fort.
I always like to keep a couple arrows in my quiver for the second half if things aren't going. And like I said a minute ago, I just think he brings more of a spark than Spinazzola does. We know Zaleski is a trequartista, a fantasy player up front who's been moved to the flank. So he was a goal scorer with the Primavera. He shows he has a nice shot. So that's what I would do. But luckily we have a coach that probably knows better than both of us.
So this Friday, Roma's playing Torino, and the league did us a favor by having the game on Friday. It's about time the league does us a favor.
I don't know if it even called a favor. It did what it had to have done. The fact that they only announced it a few days ago was pretty aggravating. But having to play Saturday and then Wednesday just is not right. But like I said, we got ourselves into this position. This Torino game should be meaningless. Fortunately for Torino, it is meaningless. But it's their home closer. They're going to want to put on a show for the fans. No pressure mentally because they're safe. They have nothing to play for.
So in the past game, we had a couple injuries, players not dressed up, right? Zaniolo, Felix, Small, right? And so, do you think we'll see these guys on Friday? On the
On
bench?
Friday, we're not going to see any of them. Maybe Zaniolo is the only one. But let's
Mancini.
Who cares about Mancini?
All right.
No. It's Karsdorp.
Karsdorp.
For Friday, JJ, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm laser focused on Wednesday. I think
you want that trophy.
Yeah.
You want that cup.
Yeah, it's been 31. We were both teenagers last time we played a European final. And I was trying to impress that upon some of the younger Roma supporters in the chat groups, on the media. You know, and this really bothers me. They're talking about Dybala when... Who cares? We'll deal with that this summer. Trust me, we'll have plenty of rumors to deal with. We were teenagers last time we played in a European final. And before that, we were little children. And while it's not a once-in-a-lifetime experience, it's a once or twice in a lifetime experience, at least for us. Yeah. And, you know, the truth is, if it's another 31 years, we may not be here for the fourth one. I mean, knock on wood, we are, but...
We're heading into our once every 30-year Scudetto win. So hopefully that'll happen within the next couple of years.
Yeah, so you know, I really hope, and I think the more serious fans, the more experienced fans, the older fans realize it, and they're not distracted. I'm hoping the players are. Well, the players cannot be distracted. There's no.
Mourinho I think he keeps a tight leash on those guys.
He is. I mean, we have a young squad though, and I think overlooking Friday's game is completely natural, and I hope to be wrong, but I don't expect a great performance. I'm just hoping Torino will...
Well, you have to question which Roma is going to show up. Is it the Roma that's going to strike fast, score a goal early, score a bunch of goals, or is it going to be the Roma that's going to drag out and bring it to a game to a draw? You know, it seems like you have these two teams that show up.
What I would like to see is a strong start, and then we can sit back.
Yeah.
But if Torino scores early, like Venezia did, or Fiorentina did, then it becomes a problem, because you saw the players after the Venezia game, you saw the players after the Bologna game. They were cooked. They gave it all. So it's a problem, but you know, we created that problem.
Yeah. Well,
what can you tell us about Feyenoord?
Well, they're third place in the Dutch league, so they're a top-tier team from that league, right? And they're always a team that's in Europa or in the Champions League, so they're a pretty legitimate team.
No, right? Absolutely. You know, we played them several years ago in Europa League when we had Gervinho in that squad, and we beat them pretty, not handily, but it was never in doubt.
Right.
I think Feyenoord is a better team than it was 5 years ago, and I think we are far worse than we were 5 years ago.
Right.
But Feyenoord, I only caught a couple of the Conference League games this year, you know, once they made the semifinals. And they're a typical Dutch side, like Ajax, high tempo, attacking football. Defensively is their weakness, even though they managed to draw Marseille.
You'll see half of those players playing somewhere else in Europe next year, because
those
Dutch league teams are just feeder teams for other leagues.
I think, you know, we've been interested in
young guys that are probably all 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that are super focused on getting that big payday somewhere else.
You know, we've been looking at Senesi, their central defender, and I think there's a good chance he might end up in our shirt next year. Sinistera has scored a lot of goals, and their center forward, Tresser, I think his name is, he has one more goal than Tammy in the Conference League. So they're a legitimate squad. I think they're coming into it in a better form than us. But you know, we have experience, and we at least
we're bringing the Romanisti are coming in strong.
80,000 are going to be there.
And there's only 20,000 seats.
But you know, fortunately for us,
Albania is about to be conquered by the Romans.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have a strong history with Albania. You know, there's so many Albanians in Italy, and from everything I've heard, the Albanians will be supporting Roma. So
that'll be a show.
It'll be a show.
It's too bad that it's impossible to get there. I got looking at flights. You're looking at 13, 14 hours of travel.
Yeah, it's
impossible to get a ticket. But you know what?
And
we'll have fun watching from Grand Cafe.
Absolutely. Why don't we plug that real quick? Because
So tomorrow, Friday, watch Torino, 3 o'clock. And then Feyenoord,
Wednesday.
Roma, Wednesday, 3 o'clock, right?
3 o'clock. And guys, let me
Grand Cafe L'Aquila.
let's just do a little history. Can I do my little history lesson?
Of course, we love this.
We played our first European final in '61. It was the Coppa delle Ferie, which is basically the Vacation Cup. We beat English side, and that was in the early '60s. The tournament, I guess it was a precursor to the Coppa UEFA, which is now the Europa League. As most of us know, the greatest heartache was the '84 Champions League final, Coppa dei Campioni back then, where we lost on penalties at home at the Olympic Stadium to Liverpool. And then in '91, we lost a home and away final of the UEFA Cup to Inter. So it's time for us to even the score and at least make us 2-2 in these European finals. But again, guys,
it's time.
These
It's time for a trophy. Really.
It's a time for a trophy. Yeah, it was 2007, 8, 9 was the last Coppa Italia, but this is our chance. On paper, Feyenoord is,
Beginning of the season, we really didn't care, but now we're all in.
I know we're all in, and you saw the game yesterday. Eintracht Frankfurt against Rangers. I think Feyenoord Roma is definitely a bigger game. As far as history and prestige, Feyenoord I think won the Champions League back in the '70s. So this is
And we have Mourinho, which is always,
and 25 titles in his career. Let's make it 26, guys. Our collective hearts are beating on Wednesday. Honestly, I don't care about the Torino game. It's all Wednesday. We've been waiting way too long. We deserve this.
Let's do this.
I have nothing else to say. Forza Roma.
Forza
Dai,
Roma.
dai.
Dai.